Hello, it's April and welcome to my toy world. Today we're looking at two fun Safari Ltd tubes. These tubes are both filled with desert animals. We have the desert tube and the Sahara desert tube. So lots of different desert animals to go in our desert diorama. So you can see I've set up a desert diorama. We've got lots of sand and cactus and rocks for our desert animals. So let's get started with the desert tube. Okay, so here is our desert tube with all of our desert figures here. Here's our first figure. This is a bobcat. So a bobcat to live in the desert. Here's our next animal. This is an adorable prairie dog. Deserts are very hot, so only certain creatures live in the desert, and one of those is a prairie dog. Put him right here. This is a horned lizard. Horned lizards live in the desert. So there's a horned lizard. We'll put him walking along the sand here. Here we have a bighorn ram. This is a desert creature. Put him over here by the rocks. This is an armadillo. Armadillos are such interesting creatures. So that is an armadillo. Put him by the rocks. Here we have a coyote. Coyotes live in a lot of different places, and they also live in the desert. This one is howling, so a coyote. Here is a cactus, another cactus for our desert scene here. We'll put this cactus right here by the armadillo. This is a scorpion. Their tails sometimes can sting, so you have to be careful when you're in the desert and watch out for scorpions. This is a scorpion. We'll put the scorpion right there. This is another poisonous creature that lives in the desert. This is a rattlesnake. Their tails rattle to let you know that they're near. This is a rattlesnake, and they live in the desert, and their bite is poisonous. We'll put him down there next to the scorpion. Here we have a mountain lion. Mountain lions also live in the desert sometimes. So a mountain lion. We'll also put this one back by our mountain. And lastly, we have a really fun bird for the desert. Look at this interesting bird. This is a roadrunner. Roadrunners are birds that live in the desert. So a roadrunner. Put our roadrunner right there. So these desert animals are animals that live in the deserts here, even in America. Next, we're going to look at animals that live in the deserts in Africa. In North Africa, there is a desert called the Sahara Desert. This is the Sahara Desert tube with different creatures that live in the Sahara Desert. Let's move all of our desert animals to this side, and this will be our Sahara Desert. So we'll put our bobcat, and our prairie dog, and our armadillo, and our cactus over here. This will be our desert side, and this will be for our Sahara Desert animals. So we'll notice some similarities between the desert creatures and the Sahara Desert creatures. This is a wildcat that lives in the Sahara Desert, and this is a cheetah. In this desert, we have the mountain lion and the bobcat, but the cheetah lives in the African Sahara Desert. We also have a scorpion that lives in the Sahara Desert. This is called a death stalker scorpion. So just like this scorpion in this desert, we have a scorpion for the Sahara Desert. We also have a lizard. Just like this lizard, we have this lizard for the Sahara Desert. This is a desert monitor. So here we have a monitor. Look at this. It's got a skinny little head there a bit, doesn't it? And a very long tail. And just like the rattlesnake, we have a snake for the Sahara Desert. This is called a horned viper. It's called a horned viper because it looks like it has little horns on its head there. So a horned viper. Here's an adorable little animal that lives in the Sahara Desert. I actually got to hold one of these animals before, and it was so cute. This is a fennec fox, a little tiny fox that lives in the Sahara Desert. A fennec fox. And they are very adorable. And just like we had the ram in this desert, we have a similar creature. This is a gazelle, a Dorcas gazelle. This lives in the Sahara Desert. We also have this horned animal here called an addax. This is an antelope kind of animal, an addax. Look at the long wavy horns on this creature. Put that right here. Over on this desert we have a coyote. In the Sahara Desert they have African wild dogs. African wild dogs are very interesting looking animals. I like their spots and their big ears. So this is an African wild dog. And lastly, just like we had the roadrunner in this desert, we need a bird for this desert. We have an ostrich. An ostrich is a very large bird that walks along on very tall legs, so an ostrich. So we have a lot of really interesting desert animals. The desert in the Americas and the African desert, the Sahara Desert. Lots of similar creatures. You can see some similarities between the two types of desert creatures. I think it's really interesting to see all the animals that live in the desert. So let's go ahead now and take a close-up look at all of our desert animals. Those were all of our desert animals in our desert diorama. This desert here and the Sahara Desert. I hope you enjoyed learning about all of these wonderful desert animals today, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.